Disclaimer: this fictional serial will contain mature subject matters, including but not limited to the subject of drug use. This story does not seek to glorify addiction or drug use. It is a horror story that, like many such fictional material, explores dark themes. The Crimson Hound is meant to be a flawed anti-hero, and the viewer is not meant to agree with everything he does. Also keep in mind that in a serialized format, the whole story will be told over many episodes, so one single episode will not be a good representation of the completed story. Feedback is always welcome in the comments.
We'll cut to a little bit of a montage of the Hound coming down off the building, following Julesy, going to she goes down around like the side of the building basically and into a stairway that leads down into a basement part of the building. From the basement into the further depths of the underworld and deeper and deeper until you're essentially in the sewer type area. And she follows along, or leads you along rather. And as you're creeping through these tunnels and whatnot, it's very labyrinthine here and there. But you can see that as you're starting, after a little while of walking in these tunnels, there starts to be a lot of graffiti. And you can recognize that some of it is from common gangs that you know of, like La Fuerza and whatnot. But after a little while, there starts to be more occultic-looking symbols, and almost kind of like they have a very malign and sinister look to them, like almost demonic type.
I start recording, by the way. I start recording this.
Okay.
A light source. What kind of light source is there at the moment? Any or?
I don't think there's any light source down here. It would be, people are passing through here, probably using flashlights or something like that.
I probably have the glow of the domino mask as
Sure.
a very light. Because, and I don't exactly understand infravision, because I guess if I just like remove the part of the eyes, I could use infravision. But then if there is no one with heat around, how does that work? I'm kind of confused about infravision.
I guess that you'd mostly be able to see heat sources and moving like living creatures that were warm-blooded and stuff like that.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll use because it's important to see the tags maybe, and I want to record it. I kind of use the glow of the domino mask as a very faint light source, to be able to see those things.
Okay. All right. So you follow her for a ways into this kind of dank labyrinth, and eventually the graffiti becomes more and more prevalent, and it changes again. So it goes from being sort of like, pentagrams and things like this to being eventually you come to a corridor where it's just all scrawled lettering, and just over and over again it has the message that was in your vision. It says the world ends bloody. It says take my smile, and it's just all over. It's like a madman has or numerous madmen have filled this hallway with a scrawl, and eventually at the end of this you can see that there's like an old industrial looking kind of doorway. It looks like it might lead to like some sort of infrastructural part of the sewer system, like kind of like a subterranean pump station or something like that. But it's a metal door and kind of heavy duty, and it too is covered in the same kind of graffiti. And eventually Julie turns and she says, "This is where they came to."
Yeah. Is it locked?
It is. yeah, you test it out. It is locked, and there's also there's like one of those little slits so that somebody could open it from the other side to see. It looks like it's been added to the door, like it was
Yeah.
it's a little bit more crude than the rest of it.
Josie, this is going to be a bit of a stretch, but do you think you can find a way to open this from the inside?
She says, "I will try. You can't touch it."
Try to assert your will on the object. And again, like, he has no idea if this is actually a thing. He's never dealt with ghosts before, but like, again, like this is kind of a Hail Mary
Sure.
attempt, as they say. Yeah.
Sure. All right. So she kind of nods as if she understands you, and then she turns and she just passes through the door, kind of disappears for a second. And let's see. Yeah. Okay. So you hear like there's some reaction inside. Not immediately, but like a few moments after she goes through the door, you hear kind of like a somebody speaking with surprise. They're like, what do you want? Blah, blah." And then you hear like a short burst of gunfire. There's like a and actually like it sounds like the gunfire is coming essentially towards the door. You actually hear a round ping off like the inside, and yeah, and so again, there's quiet again. A few moments pass, and very subtly, the door handle it kind of starts to vibrate. At first you don't notice it, and then it starts vibrating, and then it's just like
I unsheath my sword. I just want to say that right now.
all right. The handle slowly, it barely goes down until there's a big mechanical click, and the door kind of springs open a little bit. You see Julesy standing there, and essentially what you see is this chamber is some sort of, like I said, pumping station. And what you've got is a series of kind of catwalks and scaffolding that are around the exterior edges of a fairly deep shaft. It's not quite clear how deep it goes, but it's like there's a catwalk, stairs going down to another catwalk, and in the middle of this shaft is this giant, metal pipe that is apparently like the main apparatus of this whole thing. And anyway, you can see that a little ways down, like several catwalks down in this platform, there's like a landing and a part where the actual stone of like the sewer and stuff kind of juts out from the wall. It makes a platform, and on that platform you can see that there is some sort of, the best way to describe it would be a drug lab, but it also looks something like an occult ritual site. So you see that there's like a large pentagram type symbol on the floor of this thing. And at each of the cardinal points, or each of the points of the pentagram, there are different pieces of what look like chemical machinery or something, with like bubbling, beakers and stuff like that. And they're all intertwined in such a way where like the wires and the tubes that are powering / connecting the various pieces of equipment are laid out in a geometric fashion that's sort of somehow interactive with the pentagram and stuff on the floor. There's a whole bank of melted candles and stuff around the periphery of this, where it looks like thousands of candles have been burned to provide light down there. They're currently flickering, so there's a little bit of flickering light in the chamber. And so that's what you see. That's about 3 catwalks down, and then about about a catwalk up from that, you can see that there's a hooded figure. He's got like a burlap sack. It looks like a man. He's got like a burlap sack over his head with eye holes cut out, and he's carrying a smoking submachine gun or something like that. Some kind of like pretty potent weapon, and he's aiming it up essentially towards the door. And upon the door opening, it doesn't look like this guy immediately sees you, but it looks like he probably, if you had to guess, saw Julesy and was shooting at her.
Yeah, that's what I was. So he can see ghosts. Yeah. Oh yeah, of course he might be on. He might be on Vex, of course.
But anyway, so Julesy, the door opens. Julesy comes through the other side, and she kind of like ghost hugs you, where she goes to hug you and just kind of flies through you. And she's like, "No, I did it.
Good, Julesy. Now, I don't know if I make sure to not stand in front of the open entrance. So I just take a moment, sidestepping. I just take a moment to tell her, stay away from this fight. I have no idea what they have. They might have stuff that can affect you. There is clearly occult knowledge here. Only come to me to warn me if the rider comes. Otherwise, stay put."
She says, "I understand."
Okay.
She said. She also says.
Yes.
She also says. She says, "I saw several men. They are hiding."
Where are they hiding? Can you, I kind of lean, so I turn off the light of my goggles. I let them go like shades, just blank. And I kind of turn this so there's not like a little glow or something.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine like the guy can maybe see a little glow that turned off.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of lean just to be able to see here on the corner. And I ask her where are they located?
Okay. Well, Julesy, sort of inelegantly, like you're leaning her, she just kind of like peeks in and like she doesn't really fully understand the context. And and she points downwards, and you can hear, by the way, like this guy that was shooting at the door. You can hear like his heavy boots on this like metal catwalk, and it sounds like he's coming up. Okay. And when she kind of sticks through, she kind of points down roughly in the direction of this guy, and you hear a voice inside coming from roughly where this guy was, and it's like there she is. And there's another like burst of fire, and Julesy just kind of like you see like a couple shots go right through her and hit the door behind her, and she's like,
so I go like, okay, do me a favor, just real quick, just step to that side to draw their fire because it can hurt you. I'm gonna go in at that moment.
Oh, great. Okay. So she just nods and she...
I mean, I see that one thing is not hurting her. I don't want her to get near the pentagrams or anything, but or whatever. I forgot what was there, but
okay.
Just like the bullets seem to be pretty pointless, so that's good.
Yeah. Okay. So she walks into the room, and this time, there's another burst of fire, and this time it seems, it's even a little bit closer. Like the guy's basically running up these series of catwalks towards her. And then you step in, you said?
Well, this is where I have to, obviously we don't have a visual, this is theater of the mind. So I'm kind of going to be, I don't know exactly how the whole thing is set up. So would it be possible for me to jump from that entrance? And I don't know the distance. Would it be possible for me to kind of jump and land and just like kind of like push or kick the guy off the catwalk? Is that within reach, or is he too far away? I kind of want to make a dramatic entrance as they're shooting to the wrong side,
Okay, yeah, that would be awesome. Okay, so he's he's essentially below you and towards the same wall that you would be walking into. So you would be kind of like swinging down and back towards the way you came. So yeah, that would be awesome. So she steps through. There's the burst of fire from him, and there's another few pistol shots that you hear like.
I make note of where they're located for after.
From different areas, and it seems like they're in different positions on the catwalk and whatnot. And so as she's drawing this fire off, like you leap in, and let's make I would say that would be like a dex check to smoothly.
Oh yes, I got a 4.
Okay, great. So you jump in, you grab the railing of the catwalk that's directly in front of you, you swing down, and you basically, you go down about 15 feet, you swing and go right into this burlap sack wearing guy. And you also, as you're going through the air, you can see that where so imagine everything in slow motion for a moment. So it's like you're going down, you're seeing like a couple other guys. They all have these burlap sacks. They look very, very much like kind of halfway between gang members and cultists. And they're, they're firing at Julesy from these different areas of the catwalk. So you jump in, you see like, okay, there's one there's one down below. There's several of them in this place. And then you grab the bar, you swing down, and basically you swing right down into the guy that had the SMG firing it at you. So this is effectively going to be like kind of like a charge attack against him. So go ahead and roll your attack roll.
Okay, that's 14 plus 2.
Okay, that'll hit. So you basically you swing down and you land. You basically kind of drop kick him or land feet first on him and roll your damage.
Yeah. So D4.
We'll do the Lamentations thing of doubling charge damage. I was kind of like that.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Especially
so
in this case, it makes sense.
Yeah. So that's 5. Do I re-roll or do we multiply?
Multiply. So 10. All right. So you swing down and you hear this, sickening crack as you hit this guy directly in the chest, and he just blazes into the air kind of as he falls with his SMG, and the gun clatters to the catwalk just next to him, and he kind of lays there. There's a horrible smell that, like, the closer you get to this guy, it sounds like or smells rather like he hasn't bathed in days or anything. And you can see that so there are at least 3 gunmen that you can see on the various catwalks. There's one that's essentially on the level with you. There's one that's down on one of the catwalks below, and there's one that's up higher. And as all this commotion is going on, and as this develops, go ahead.
Three guys in total, right?
Yeah, so you see 3 so far, yeah. And then you see another one emerge where down where the pentagram is, the laboratory area. Yeah. And it looks like whoever this is, they have some degree of status that is different than these other cultists. It's a man. He's completely bald, and he's like completely bald, like eyebrows, hair, just hairless, and almost kind of albino looking. He's got a weird, almost like a clerical robe, and he emerges from some unseen area that is out of your field of vision into the pentagram area. Okay. And kind of looks up and is just kind of taking stock of what's going on. So go ahead and roll initiative.
Okay. 6.
All right, great. So you're up first.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna try something. Again, it's not gonna be this thing like it's gonna give me a clear answer, but just to see a reaction, maybe give me an idea. And I'm gonna yell, Mattergeist, and I'm gonna look at his reaction. I want to see how he reacts to that name.
Okay, he looks. You see a look of. It's not fear. It's not like it's not a fearful look of surprise, but it's a look of like curious surprise that you would shout such a thing. Yeah.
Okay. So it might well be him. It's not a guarantee, but like I was kind of like trying to find a look of possible recognition, but that's okay. Well, or he could just be someone like who.
He definitely seems to at least recognize the name and have some sort of like reaction to it. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not like.
But it's not the. Yeah, exactly. It's not the. You don't get the sense though that you're like calling him out. It's more like he recognizes the name.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Right. Yeah. So that would probably be what you would conclude from that. Okay. So yeah, what are you gonna do?
Okay. Let's see. Now I'm in the open in a catwalk. But you said there's a. I'm trying to visualize the place, and of course, it seems very labyrinth in the catwalks and the.
Yeah. So let me try to describe it one more time. So essentially, let's say you have a cylinder shaped chamber, a shaft, and that's what you're in. On the inside perimeter of this, there's a series of catwalks that
Okay.
go around the edge.
Okay, I visualize it now. Yeah.
Yeah, in the middle, in the center, there's a pipe, a big, like kind of old sewer pipe type thing that goes all the way from the depths below up into somewhere in the depths above, and down. Let's say if you're here when you come in, this part of the chamber, like down here, and kind of on the other side is where you see this platform that has the kind of the drug lab and the pentagram and stuff on it.
Okay, very well. I'm actually let's see. I'm gonna ask a question here out of the game. After this fight, is there more? Because at this point, I wonder if we should, in the sense that if we're not gonna finish now, we might as well stop before the fight and finish it another time. I don't know.
I was thinking that this would basically be the climax fight. Yeah.
Okay, very well. Okay, so in that case, we can.
Yeah. In fact, I was just about to say that in the movie of the game, if you will, some kind of like industrial heavy metal kind of like throbbing techno beat starts coming in when this all starts going down.
Okay, very well.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so let me just okay, so this took less than a minute. It's 2:31. Okay. So if you want to repeat that for the
sure.
This part I'm gonna chop, of course. We're not gonna be discussing in the video. Hey, is it finishing now? Or?
Right.
Okay, cool.
No
let's go.
Okay, so yeah, in the movie of the game, as you come into this chamber and start making your way down there, there's this kind of throbbing industrial techno music that starts up as the soundtrack. So yeah, go ahead. You get your first action, your initiative.
Okay, very well. I will even add if there's any track that is what do you say, open, like no copyright, like they allow people to use it, that you want to send my way, I'll put it in the background. If not, no stress.
Okay.
Okay, so I start going down, and I'm gonna be shooting towards the. I try to hurry. Obviously, I try not to be like walking calmly, like because I'm kind of like open there. But I'm gonna be running and shooting at the priest.
Okay. So you've still got a bit of distance from him, but you can definitely see him and whatnot. So go ahead and make your attack roll, and in this case, it's just going to be one attack.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I figured. So that's it. That's an 8 plus 1, so that's 9. I don't think it hits anything.
Okay, yeah. So, and what gun were you using again? I missed that.
Did I say I picked up the submachine gun? Sorry,
You didn't, but you could have.
That my bad. So I pick up the submachine gun and just kind of like run and shoot it.
All right, so you fire down there and some shots.
Yeah, no, it's not a rifle. It's like these things, right? Okay.
Yeah, it's like a something like an MP5 or something like that. Like a relatively short burst firing.
Yeah. I see what it is. I'm really not knowledgeable in guns, so that gives me a good idea. Yeah. Okay, got it. So it's one-handed still. Okay.
Yeah, it's one-handed, or it can be. It's got a pistol grip on it. All right, so you fire down there, and there's a slow motion shot of the priest, kind of lunging for some cover as your shots are blazing through these melted wax mounds from these candles. So there's kind of all this particles of wax flying through the air, and you're also kind of disrupting some of the equipment and hitting beakers and stuff. So there's a lot of debris down there, but he kind of, shirks off to one side. So you see him from your point of view roll behind like a big. There's like a stack of. It looks like it might be a generator or something like that that's helping to power the thing down there. He rolls behind the stack of like metal equipment, and the Hound can't see it, but the camera kind of cuts to him, and you can see him take a tab. I don't remember if it was a tab or a pill for Geist, but we'll say it's a tab.
Could be many forms, I'm sure,
yeah,
depending
yeah,
how they.
that's true. Yeah. So anyway, you see him produce a tab of this and put it in his mouth, and he kind of starts to, go into a trance. And basically, on his turn, he just takes the drug, and it ends with him opening his eyes, and they blaze out red like the woman's did. All right. Meanwhile, the other three guys running around. So you're running down towards him. Is that right?
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to be fast, obviously, to not be. I try to be a moving target because there's no way I can avoid being a target from there. But
all right, so we'll start with the guy on the that was above you. He's going to be shooting down at a pretty good distance, and also you're running, so he's got a pretty good penalty. But there's also a shot. These guys, the other thugs, they're using pistols here. So he takes his shot, and oh man, so he just fires over. He empties his clip over the side, or magazine rather, over the side of the railing, and comes up completely empty. And you see him stop, and it looks like maybe his gun jammed. He's out of ammo or something like that. He rolled a 1, so he missed horribly. But a few shots dramatically ping off around you. All right, the one that is more on the same level as you is on the opposite side of the shaft as you, but just to one side of the pipe that's in the middle. And he leans over as well and takes a shot with his pistol. What was your AC again? I forgot. 13?
13.
Okay. Yeah. So his shot misses. There's a pistol shot that blows out a spray of brick particles in front of you. And then the one that's lower, not the priest, but there's another goon down there that's kind of nearby. He's going to fire up at you, and you've got quite a bit of cover from him. Yeah. Let's see. 16. That one is a near miss. So again, that one maybe clips your cloak or something like that and hits the wall behind you. But you're safe. Okay, so new initiative.
Yeah. 6. I'm gonna change my die.
Okay. Well, you're up first.
Yeah. I feel like did I even get something underneath a 3 with these? Anyway. Okay.
It's worked out well for the hound. That's fine.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. No one can see the die roll, so I could. But I tried. I'm super nitpick out the die. They have to be random. Okay, so that's 7. For I didn't even say what I was doing. So okay, that's a 7 for my attack. So it's I guess what I will do is I'll try to clip off one of the guys I can see.
Okay.
But that's a miss. So
okay, so maybe you fire the SMG at the guy on the same level as you, and he kind of ducks a little bit, and shots ping off around the railing and stuff around him. But you
I just thought of something. Now that it's already done, anyway. Okay.
And this guy, I don't know exactly how this works in your mind with the mechanics, but the guy you're targeting is a one-hit die guy. So I guess if you wanted to take another attack, you could.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about that. Like, I can't intermix attacks. It's almost like I have to choose. But if okay,
it makes sense. Right? Yeah.
What's kind of funny, I'm not gonna do it because that's where the higher than 1 HC guy is. But I just thought of the generator. I wonder if I could shoot it. I don't know if it's that kind of generator, but I can't mix it with the. So I'm just gonna try to catch him again.
Okay.
That's a natural 20.
Oh,
that's
nice.
A red 10, so that's a plus 10, so that's a natural 20.
Nice. Okay, so the way I do damage on natural 20s is it's just maximum damage. So if you're assuming you're using this SMG, I'm going to say it's D8, and so 8 damage. So as this guy, he's kind of crouched behind the railing, firing at you. You burst across the way. You see the shots hit, and he just slumps. He falls forward over the railing, and you just see his body plummet. With your infravision, you can see he just. It's like he keeps falling. Like this shaft is like impossibly. It's impossibly deep. But
okay.
Gloomingrad sometimes has structures of this size, especially in the underworld. So it's like a creepy level of deep. So he goes beyond your field of vision and just plummets into the darkness, and he's as he goes down.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So it is now their turn.
Yeah.
So the priest type character is going to reemerge from behind the generator, and let's see. Hold on one second. Let me pull out one of my cards here.
Yeah.
Okay. He comes out from behind the generator, and his eyes are blazing red, and he holds up his hands, and you see him kind of like weave some kind of magic. His hands glow, and there's a like a bolt of strange mystical energy that comes up towards you from him, and this is going to inflict 2 points of damage.
2 points. Would it be a magic missile per chance?
It is effectively a magic missile, yes.
Yes, like automatic hit, and
yeah.
so it goes.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, when I get hit by that, I realize okay, something weird is going on.
Yep.
I already knew, actually. I didn't just realize it. Just.
By the way, that because this is bound to come up again, that if you wanted to use juice to dodge that, I think you still could. It's like an automatic hit, but if you take some measure to kind of counteract,
I will just in case save the juice for now. I'm at 5. Since this allows me an automatic dodge, I can kind of like gauge if any hit that will take me to 0 or below that one I'll use juice for.
Right.
If
sure.
It's kind of I can sort of even if I was at 1 HP, technically I get free. I still get like 5 free dodges, if you will. So I'm gonna play around with that. Maybe I won't. Yeah. You know what though? Okay, I'm gonna try something. But we have to reroll initiative, right?
That's right. Yep. Go for
it. 2.
All right, 2. That's going to be their turn. So, all right. So the priest is going to. So he threw up this magic attack at you. He runs across the pentagram on the platform that he's on. You hear him speak some sort of spell again. In what was the language called? The shadow language or
language of shadows, yeah.
Yeah, okay. He probably is speaking in that. And he jumps from the landing, the platform where he's standing, onto the pipe that's going up the center of the thing. He leaps out and he sticks to it like a spider would and starts to climb up. And he gets to, with his movement this turn, he basically gets to just like the level below you, but he's on the pipe, you're on the catwalk. So that's what he does on his turn. The guy that was on the same level as you already shot him down.
Yeah.
And the guy above you is going to take another shot at you. Oh, he actually hits, and this guy's just using a normal pistol, and it's hitting you for 4 damage.
Yeah, I'm gonna use juice.
All right.
For that.
So everything goes in slow motion for a moment. You dive out of the way dramatically, and the shots hit the wall behind you, leaving some brick shrapnel.
Yeah. Do I get juice for the 2 doses I took on the roof, or that was not a dramatic moment for that?
No. The juice specifically is from the Geist.
Oh, okay. So Vex wouldn't do it. Okay.
Yeah. It's like some kind of influx of demonic energy into you.
Yeah. Which, it brings its own danger from what I've seen so far. Okay, so it's starting to dawn on me that it might not have been the Hound who killed Josie, but it might have been whatever was inside the Hound that did it. There's some possession. That's a possibility.
Okay, so I got one more guy here. The one guy that's down roughly on the level where the priest was. He's going to fire up with his pistol as well, and that's a near miss. So it hits the railing. It would have hit you if not for the cover. His shot sparks off.
Well, damn. Too late. I really wanted to hit that generator while the guy was next to it, but again, I don't know if it would have exploded. But is the lab still, like the whole pentagram thing, is it still next to the generator?
Yes.
I'm not still, but that's where it is.
There's several power cords and wires and stuff that seem to be going into it. It also doesn't seem to be the only generator that's down there. Like there's another one that's kind of like a little ways away and stuff. They're all linked by a series of cables and cords and stuff.
I mean, you can of course tell me no way of knowing, but does it look like shooting it might cause some sort of reaction? I'm thinking of damage, like just this whole occult section seems to be where they actually do the drug the way they do it. I'm thinking of trying to damage the location.
If you had to guess, you would think that it would not be good for the production of the drugs to destroy these. They would probably explode.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot at it then. Instead
Okay,
of
cool.
like,
Okay, go ahead and make your attack roll then.
yeah, I attack the generator.
Okay.
And that's a 5 + 1, 6.
Okay, so you fire down there with your submachine gun. You tear up the area a little bit, but you don't hit the generator. And
Okay.
I'll say that I think that an inanimate object would probably count as a one-hit die type creature if you wanted to attack again. It makes sense.
Yeah, maybe I should have saved that for after my opponents were dead. But anyway. Oh wow, a natural 20 waste on this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Or I don't know, wasted it. I let you.
Yeah, wasted might not be quite the right term. So you kind of take a second, you brace yourself, you fire again, and you hit the generator, the kind of the one that the priest guy was hiding behind, and there's a crackle of electricity around it, and the electricity seems to catch some of the surrounding chemicals and stuff on fire, and all of a sudden there's just a tremendous, like, almost out of nowhere, there's all these crackles, they spread throughout the whole area down there, and there's just sudden, like, choom, and like all kinds of stuff that was like out of your field of view, on the kind of inner side of the platform explodes violently, and it sends all kinds of shrapnel and stuff spraying out, essentially just below where the priest is. Let me make a saving throw here. All right, so the guy that was across the way from all this, part of the explosion, it basically tears a good chunk of the catwalk off that's like right around there, and in doing that, it weakens the whole thing, and the whole catwalk kind of bends down like this. So the guy that was down there that was shooting at you now is, he kind of like has to brace himself, and he doesn't fall off yet, but he's in danger of doing so. All right, so you blew up the generator. That was, let's say they went first that turn. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a 2. Yeah, that's the last
Okay,
one.
so that's new initiative.
3.
3. Okay, that's them. Okay, so the guy down there, he's gonna make his saving throw to see if he can actually act this round, and he does. Okay, so he's holding on to this thing. He's almost falling off, but he's desperate to get you. So he aims up, fires at you again. And that's going to be a hit. He got a 19 to hit. And we've got 5 damage coming at you.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a juice point for that.
Right. In slow motion, you see the bullet ripple through the air and go right past you.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. Hold on. I also got the priest and the guy above you. The guy above you is going to shoot. An 11, that's going to be a miss. And the priest is going to climb up. The spider climbs up the side of this sewer pipe to where he's parallel with you, to your level.